I'm pretty sure Unai Emery will be rattling off the same message I am. Arsenal's in the back of our minds now. Let's focus on what's ahead of us. And what's ahead of us is Basel in the Europa League. I think it's about time we have a chat about that.
Get into it.
Welcome back to the latest episode of B6 and Beyond. You are here with me and Cory to discuss what we could expect in the Basel game. Now, before we get into it, I just want to make you all aware that we aren't experts at Swiss football, but we are going to talk what we expect from Aston Villa. And before we do get into the show, guys, I just want to remind you, we do have the ongoing giveaway for either match tickets or a shirt of your choice. All that you need to do to qualify is tap that subscribe button. We give away that every 500 subs, and we are getting close to the next giveaway, so don't miss out. Cory, straight into it, mate, because I think personally this is actually going to be a more tricky game than I think some people are actually giving it credit for.
100%. I think it makes it a lot sort of tougher for Unai in terms of what team does he select. Is it because I expect it to be a bit weaker? It normally is in the Europa League. Obviously, we still got a big game against West Ham on the weekend that we need to win. As you mentioned, Basel. Listen, Basel are a well-known club. Like you say, we don't know a lot about Swiss football, but we do know that Basel are always in European competitions. They've always had good players. They've had the likes of Xhaka, Shaqiri, people like that come through, and Bolo come through their ranks as well. So they are a solid club. Like, it's not going to be as easy as some of the other games we've maybe had so far.
Yeah, no, I think that what we need to take stock of and actually appreciate is their home record in the Europa League has actually been quite good. They've won both of their home games. They lost both their away games and currently sat 24th, I believe you just said.
Yes. Yeah.
So, which is quite a contrast really to their league form. So in the league, they're currently sat third in the league in the Swiss league. But in their home form in the league, they're actually sat sixth and have only picked up 13 points in 7 games. So their home form in the league hasn't been as quite dominating as what you would expect considering their, Europa League form. I do think, though, we do need to take into consideration the two teams that they did play at home was Steaua Bucharest and it was also Stuttgart, who Stuttgart are okay, but even they're not anything you would say like ridiculously good side. They're currently sat 6th in the Bundesliga. So I think personally, if we go there and we go strong, we beat them. But I do think it comes down to how much do we rotate. Now, with having the West Ham game, which you've just highlighted, they will rotate. I think that's a given. I do still think we will see some of our big names in there, though. I think goalkeeper, I think it might be one that Bizot comes in, especially with the back concerns of Unai Emery, of Emi Martinez. I think he will come in, Marco Bizot. Right back, we may see potentially like a Bogard filling it there.
Yeah, I can see Bogard playing.
Yeah, I think Cash comes out. Like, do we really need to risk Cash, especially how well he's playing at the moment? Say no. Centre half
comes in.
Yeah, Lindelof, and it probably will be Lindelof. Then the second question is who's going to be next to him, because Pau Torres obviously took that knock on the weekend, so he won't play there. So does Ezri Konsa actually play next to Lindelof?
It's difficult. I mean, it could still be Pau Torres. It might be a case of, I know obviously he had a little bit of a knock, but it could have just been precautionary and they think, right, let's get him a couple minutes under the belt and then they can obviously... What we probably will see is throughout the game they'll utilise both. So whoever starts will come off for the other one, I imagine. I think we'll probably see either Pau Torres or Konsa come on for the last 30 minutes, depending on who starts. And then left back, I imagine Digne comes straight back.
Yeah, 100%.
And playing the last couple of games. Midfield is then a tough one because obviously we've mentioned Bogard already. We could potentially see Bogard slot into midfield. Instead.
Well, you could see Bogard and maybe Garcia. Could see Garcia get a run with Bogard and maybe Kamara
now. So it'll be Kamara, I imagine,
or Onana.
Yeah, I would like to see. I think Sancho's got
to start.
Yeah.
Marlon up top.
Marlon's given. I think that's a given. Obviously, with Watkins' injury and stuff like that, it's important to rest him in these games. McGinn, I think, probably needs a bit of a rest as well. Gesson will probably come in.
Yeah, because he hasn't flown yet. Is it my understanding? Is it's this weekend after the West Ham game? That's when he's flying.
Yeah.
So Gesson could come in, and then it's who you put in there. Do they play Morgan Rogers? He seems to play every single game, to be honest with you.
I'd like to see Tielemans, to be honest. if I want, just to
More minutes in
sort of
his legs.
more minutes in his legs, keep him getting up to speed. Obviously, Rodgers. Listen, we know what he's capable of, but I
Mm.
guess the thing is the way Emery always looks at it is the weaker he goes, the more likely Rodgers is to play because he needs that one player who's going to be a bit of a spark.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate, if we see Bogard at right back and Tielemans and Kamara in the centre of the park.
Potentially, it's a bit of a weird one, really, with Tielemans, isn't it? Because I don't know about you, I still can't figure out what his best position is. There's some times where he plays as like a deep lying six, and he sort of gets the ball and plays it off first time, and you're thinking that's his position. Then
I
there's
think
other
it's
times he'll
dependent.
play in the 10, and he's brilliant there.
It's dependent on the game, isn't it? I think if it's a game where we're dictating the ball and we're dictating the play, like against a lesser opposition, I think he's better in that six role where he can pick up the ball and he can dictate, the tempo of the game, moving the team, spreading the passes. But I do think in a game where it is like a bit more tactical, a bit more physical, I do think in that 10 pocket where he gets in there. And to be fair, two of his best performances in that role have come against like bigger sides. I'm sure he played there against Manchester City, not this season, was it last season
Last
potentially?
season, yeah, with Rodgers out on the left, I think.
And he played that. Was that the game where he played that ball to Duran? Was it before it? Was it? Am I losing my marbles here? Wasn't
Might
it?
be,
We
yeah.
it was the 2-0 game, weren't it? And Duran, was it Duran and Rogers scored or 1-0 game? Either
2-1 it
way,
was. Phil
Tielemans played
Foden
that.
scored last minute. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. 2-1, that's right. I keep forgetting that Foden scored last minute because it was literally last kick of the game, wasn't it? And we absolutely battered in that
thankfully, yeah.
game. Right, anyway, move past that because it doesn't really hold any weight to the conversation on what we're having right now. But I would say probably, personally, it's game dependent. So that would probably be our team as such. I think I'd love to see. I want to see Sancho. Got to see more of Sancho. I think he's coming into his own and he's starting to really understand the Unai Emery system.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I think a lot of people like to sort of take the mick out of Sancho and say that he's not been an important signing for us. And in terms of obviously goal contributions, absolutely not. Like none of the signings we've bought in have sort of contributed in that sense. But he's definitely been the shining light of what was a poor window, so to speak. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, obviously Gasson has the goal and the assist in terms of from those three players, but that, I mean, against Arsenal on the weekend, his initiative to get the ball thrown in quickly and then he skins Nkapie to sort of create that chance.
It was lovely that. You know
Header.
what? The bit where he's sorry to jump in, where he skinned Nkapie in the corner. He just reminded me of like having a player like Ashley Young on the left wing, mate. It was like, where is this winger that I've been craving for? Because Villa has been like throughout my life as following the Villa. I've always had a fast. I know Sancho's not the fastest, but like a tricky winger who's going to attack down the wing and get the ball in, whip it in. And we haven't had that, and just seeing little glimmers from Sancho, it's just like it gets me off. It gets you off your feet, don't he? He's that sort of player that is
Absolutely.
exciting.
And that's the thing as well. Like you look at, like I say, his initiative to go and get that ball as well. The amount of times we've seen Villa. I said it in the previous podcast about. I can't remember the last time Villa went for it in the last minute. Like he's gone and got that ball. He got the ball passed back to him, and he's in the corner. And he could have easily just turned his back and said, "You know what? We'll take the point. I'll try and win a corner or something and see if we get." He's gone at him, and it's created a bit of confusion. Obviously, we've come back. It's created a bit of space on the far side. Not to mention the header itself was a brilliant header because it's behind him. He's had to jump back, and it's a lovely cushioned header back to Tielemans. And Tielemans should score already, but it's a good save. And obviously, it doesn't matter in the end because we end up scoring. But like you say, it's a refreshing thing. It's similar to Rashford, obviously not the same quality, but it is that thing of when he gets going on the ball and he has that bit of confidence. You can see now that he's started to pick his fitness up and he's starting to go at people. I mean, there's not many better dribblers of the ball than him, and they're never,
No, definitely.
especially a few years ago when he was at Dortmund.
So, Villa fans, before we do go any further in the podcast, if you don't agree with mine and Corey's team selection, just drop us a comment and let us know who you would choose because I want to hear from all Villa fans really. And if there's anything you want to pick up on me and Corey that we've said that you don't agree with, let us know because as I say, we want this to be an open channel where you can challenge us and we can pick it up and talk about it in the next video. So,
If this is reaching any Basel fans, please let us know what you expect from the game as well because that'd be an
that'd be
interesting
cool.
sort of narrative to see.
So on that note, actually, you've just said Basel, and we're talking about Villa players. I think it is imperative that we do highlight, FC Basel because it is or FS Basel, I think it is. we're not playing against just random bums. We're playing against a decent side, and there's one player in particular that I think we need to be very, very careful of because he has obviously got history with the Premier League, being at Stoke City and Liverpool, and that is Xherdan Shaqiri. So for those of you that aren't aware, Xherdan Shaqiri is currently at 34-year-old Xherdan Shaqiri, may I add, is at Basel. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why are we bothered about Xherdan Shaqiri? He left the Premier League like 6 years ago. So just to make you aware, Xherdan Shaqiri's form since he has been at Basel, so just talking about the league form alone, in 50 games, he has scored 24 goals and got 29 assists. So you can look at the other areas as well. So you've got obviously Europa League. He scored 3 goals already this campaign and 1 assist in 5 games.
Yes. In all competitions, he's got 62 goals contributions in 64 games for Basel.
Which is incredible.
Yeah. He is playing as a striker now as well. I'm just looking here at sort of their starting 11 as to how they play. It looks like they play a 4-4-2, sorry.
I think he's just given like a free roll and he just literally goes wherever he's needed. I
mean, listen, there's a few players that I reckon like Hitz as well, the goalkeeper. He's a Swiss international. He's played in the Bundesliga, I'm pretty sure. He's no mug himself. He was at Dortmund for 4 years, the goalkeeper. So, but like you say, the danger man is Xherdan Shaqiri. And I think that's where it becomes a key of if it is Lindelof and someone, they need to be on top form to stop him.
Yeah, there's not any other players I recognise really other than Shaqiri. They've got a Nigerian forward who scored a few goals in the league, Atele. Apart from that, I got to be honest, I don't really know many of their other players. But again, Villa, if we're on song, we should not win the game. That would be my message around this. Is there any other bits that you want to talk about before we do wrap up the pod? Like I say, this is only going to be a short and sweet one because ultimately we ain't experts. We're just kind of giving our team prediction and what we expect from Villa. I'm hoping that we come out because I think the atmosphere at Basel is going to be quite imposing, quite intimidating. I'd like the Villa to come out, control the ball, control possession, and just keep the ball for obviously the lion's share for the first 20 minutes and kill the game. Don't give them anything to get excited for like we have done in some away games. Like, don't want to give anything to get our backs turned.
Yeah, well, we've seen what the Swiss fans can be like. Obviously, young boys when they came to Villa Park.
Very rowdy.
Albeit rowdy, they were good fans as well in terms of just like the actual atmosphere they created. The one thing I was going to touch on is just looking at their team. Like I say, this is just off FootMob, by the way. So I don't know exactly where they've done this, but there's only one player in their outfield 11 that's not got a goal contribution. So that's another thing to be wary of. Is they are capable of getting goal contributions anywhere on the pitch. Like I say, again, this is probably a lot of it's going to be in the league or against lesser opposition, but that's still something that we have to be aware of. Is just because Shaqiri takes all the headlines doesn't mean that we can just let other players go, that sort of thing.
What's your score prediction for the game, Cory?
I'm going to say 2-0 to Villa.
I'm going to go 3-1. I think we concede. Let us know in the comment section, Villa fans, what you think what the score's going to be. I think we'll wrap it up there, mate, because I think we're pretty much thereabouts. Villa fans, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the channel, the video as well. We have a target of at least 20 likes on the video, and hopefully we'll be back after the game against Basel talking about an Aston Villa win. Final one from me and Cory. Up the Villa.